Hello, beautiful warriors of the internet. Chris Wood here from Rising Phoenix Mental Health Channel. I just wanted to touch base with you and check in. I just wanted to chat with you a little bit about what transpired a couple days ago with me, because I'm quite proud of myself, I gotta say. It could have gone so many different ways, but it worked out in the end. So without giving you too many spoilers, I'll just sort of get into it. I had to take my big Irish wolfhound there, Morpheus, to the vets a couple days ago, and that was not a problem. He just needed to get a bandage change, you know. So did that, got in my truck, and guess what? Battery was dead. So not a big deal. I didn't get really anxious. Well, I got a little bit anxious, a little bit anxious, because I was 45 minutes away from home, and well, this thing really hasn't happened to me in a very long time. So this was test number one. So I tried to call a friend of my partner's there that lives in Courtenay, and unfortunately she didn't have cables, so I ended up I just went through the warranty book, called the 1-800 number, and here we go. I was able to get someone to come and give me a boost, and I did listen to the tow truck driver. She said that, you know what, this battery is probably the first battery that your Jeep's had. It's a 2017. You haven't had any problems with it before, so most likely it's kind of a one-time thing. You'll probably have a couple weeks before you need to decide what you want to do. And you're going all the way to Nanaimo, so it's like a 40-minute drive south. You should be okay, no problems. You should just get there, not a problem, be able to start it right up. So I pretty much got home. I'm just checking the mail, and I didn't even think anything of it. I just turned off the truck, went and got the mail, got back in the vehicle, and guess what? It didn't start. Surprise, surprise. So, one good thing is that I wasn't too far from home. I happen to live on a downhill, so I got Wendy to give me a hand, push the vehicle, use my muscles, and I felt like the strong woman there. I've been watching Rogue Invitational all weekend, so it was kind of felt like a strong woman, and pushed the Jeep down the hill and into the driveway, and then had to go and get a new battery. No biggie. No biggie. Got a cab, went to Canadian Tire, got the battery, got a cab, came back, Wendy installed it. Good as gold. So all we had to do then is really I needed to do some errands, so we were on our way to the bank, and we're on one of the main roads, Island Highway, and we're like maybe 5 minutes from the bank. And anyway, I made a left signal, went into the left-hand lane. The person in front of me like slams on her brakes for I don't even know what the hell it was about, because on the island here they've got these flashing lights just before the intersections, just to let you know that the light's going to be turning red soon. It's actually quite handy, and it's incredibly safe. So you're already expecting the light to turn red. In this case, there was no flashing amber lights. It was good to go. All the traffic was moving nicely. And this woman in front of me slams on her brakes. I mean, slams on her brakes. I'm getting anxious just talking about it. I gotta breathe. Okay. So I slammed on my brakes, and I literally slammed on my brakes. My training came back to me, right? I'm like, okay, look to where you want to go, safety skills, search, identify, decide, execute. Here I go. I'm going to go into the guardrail, but I'm not going to fucking hit that woman in front of me. I came this close to hitting the guardrail, and I came to a stop, and then all of a sudden, bam! Right behind me, I get rear-ended. And we must have moved a good 2.5 feet. And I was kind of like, what the fuck just happened? I asked Wendy, is she okay? It was just her and I in the vehicle. She was a little, her head was bugging her neck was bugging her a bit. I said, okay, I'm just going to check on the other person in the vehicle. I get out of the vehicle, guys, and this guy's driving like a 4-door kind of sedan type vehicle, maybe about 10, 15 years old. And the whole front end is fucking gone. Like, this guy hit me so hard that he completely totaled his vehicle. And I figured he probably hit me hard because I'm in a Jeep, a 4-door Jeep. And if he's in a car, like, the difference, like, literally, he's hitting me here. He basically hit my bumper. He pushed my whole right side of the passenger side, bumper right in. Lots of paint and shit came off. There's some under the, well, we'll call it under the hood, under the carriage damage. I'm not really sure yet what it is until I take it in tomorrow. But at any rate, it wasn't good. It wasn't good for me, who has PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And one of my triggers happens to be sirens. And also just talking to other police, like RCMP and whatnot, I get a little bit triggered there too. So, okay, breathing. Anyway, I talked to the other fella there that was driving. He was an old fella, like in his 70s, and he has no idea what happened. Well, what happened? He rear-ended me. That's what happened. I would say he was probably, like, the speed limit I think is 80. I'm not 70 or 80 kilometers an hour in that section, and he must have been going at least 90, and he hit me that hard. His car was smoking, it was leaking. I'm like, oh shit, it's not going to be drivable, gonna have to call. And he's got, he's injured a little bit, not just minor injuries. So here I am calling now, 911, and everyone's coming. Paramedics are coming, fire, Mounties are coming, like police. And as that's happening, I go and I talk to Wendy. I said, look, because she's got PTSD as well. And, the sirens are another issue for her too. It's a trigger for her. So I just let her know, I'm warning you, everyone's coming. Do some box breathing, get out of your head. You're going to have to find something to keep you grounded because they are coming and they're going to have their sirens on because they know that you have a possible head injury and neck injury, so they're kind of be flying here. And yeah, they were. So fire got there first, then paramedics, then of course, last but not least, the Mounties. And you know what? I think I did okay. Like, it was, I made sure that I was making sure that the other driver was all right, because you could tell he was in shock a little bit. And he felt so bad, and I felt bad that he felt bad. And really, at the end of the day, I mean, all that matters is that everybody is safe. Everybody's going home to their families. A vehicle can be replaced, but a human being cannot, right? So that's how I look at it. Maybe if it was 15 years ago, I'd be like, what the? But it's a tangible thing. It's not something that comes and goes, right? So. Everybody was okay, and Wendy decided not to go to the hospital. I was going to make sure that she was okay, though, check on her and stuff. But I think, what saved me, I think what really helps, I'll say, is I went into I don't think I was in a triggered state. I might have been in a triggered state. I think what happened was I went right back into being a police officer, and it was like I'm at the accident scene, and this is what has to happen, and I know what's going to happen, and I know what fire is going to do, I know what paramedics are going to do, I know the Mounties are going to do, and I'm looking at the scene, I'm checking things out, and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's definitely his fault, but he's okay, and and the damage and all that. I'm thinking, oh, they got to take pictures. Like, I'm going through my mind what needs to be done in a random motor vehicle collision, and that's what probably saved me. I didn't have an anxiety attack. It took me a while to get out of that state, though. I was in that state, like at the scene, sort of a motor MVC, for probably 3-4 hours afterwards. Came home and took some some meds, some Advil. I took a Seroquel too, which seemed to calm me right down. And instead of drinking, because I'm an addict, I didn't drink. Whew. I actually missed that bullet again. My God. And which is good. But I ate junk food for the rest of the fucking night. I mean, I ate chips, like Mrs. Vicky's salt and vinegar chips. I had like candy. You know, I didn't eat properly at all. And I didn't care. I didn't care. Because in my mind, I thought, you know what, this is better than drinking. And really, if I was still drinking, I would have had probably a few hard ones there to calm me down. So I opted out. I didn't relapse. I didn't drink. And the next day, I just kind of took care of myself, and I ensured that Wendy took care of herself, you know, like making sure we're getting enough rest and lots of water and just chilling. I didn't train or anything like that. Didn't train today either. And just took the time to just be at peace, be with one, be with me. And that really helped because I was sore. I'm still a little bit sore in my neck, but I was surprisingly sore. I didn't think I would be sore, but I was, you know. I guess you don't really realize the impact when you're in a motor vehicle collision. And really, because he hit us so hard, we're lucky that we weren't in a smaller vehicle, because I don't even know what would have happened then. It would have probably been a lot worse for sure. And then you start thinking things like, after the fact, I'm thinking, you know, one of my dream vehicles is a Porsche. I really want a Porsche. And I think about stuff like that now that I'm retired, that, you know, things that I would like. And then I think to myself, that's something that I don't really need. I don't want a Porsche now. I don't want anything to do with a sports car or a convertible or anything like that, because of how, like, being in this collision, it opened my eyes, guys. It's like, holy shit, like what could have happened if we were in a smaller vehicle. And then, you know, then I was thinking, like, I would love to get my motorcycle's license and ride a bike and all that stuff. Nope, not doing that. Fuck that. I'm not doing that, because I'm thinking to myself, and, you know, I'm going to interrupt myself, you know, perhaps it's because I might be just maybe over, what is the word? Just basically in my mind, I'm overdoing it, right? Like I'm going way past that point, you know, of no return, thinking like, what are the odds? What are the odds of you getting hit again like that, whether it be in a smaller vehicle or a motorcycle? They're probably not very high. I don't know. I haven't researched that. But in my mind, there is that chance now. Like, there is a chance. I got hit in the Jeep, and we got hit so hard, and that was in a car. Imagine if I was on a motorbike. Fuck that. So, you can check off, well, not check off, cross off in red. No Porsche. No motorcycle. My next vehicle is going to be an upgraded Jeep with a soft top, and and I want Apple CarPlay, so that it makes it so easier, so I can listen to podcasts and music and Audible, like listen to books and stuff like that at ease, instead of having to either pull over or get Wendy to find the app for me. So that will be my next vehicle whenever that happens. But you know what? All in all, it worked out okay. We're okay. The other fella there, God bless him, he's okay. You know, he may not have a car anymore, and I don't know what his deal is with the insurance, but at any rate, my car isn't written off. There's a little bit of damage, and all will be well. So everybody's safe. And that's, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? It was definitely a learning opportunity. And I had to process this, because it's funny. It's what I guess I've been in that position for so long, where majority of the time when I'm at a high risk situation, I'm I was working, right? So that's where I go when I'm in a high risk situation. And it just took over. It was like that part of me, that soldier girl part of me, came right out and just took over everything. And it's like I just took a back seat, you know, and got me through that. So thank you, soldier girl. Thank you. And yeah, that's all I wanted to chat with you guys about. It was nice to see that I was able to make it through an event like that and come out of that with minor wounds. And I mean minor wounds, I mean, you know, I didn't have an anxiety attack. I was able to drive away from the scene. I was able to communicate with the first responders and to Wendy and to the other driver. And that is pretty amazing given where I've been and where I am now. So give myself a pat on the back, and happy Halloween to everyone again. And just make sure you check your kidlings treats there, because you know there's some people out there that are doing stuff to candy. Like, I won't even get into the stories, but anyway, have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are in this beautiful world of ours. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.